Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to Manor Lords, and something a little different today. Now, this game is one of the hottest and most anticipated games of 2024 so far, and it is the #1 most wishlisted game on Steam. Pretty impressive, considering that this game has been in development for several years, in fact 7 years, by pretty much just one person. Of course, there's been other people to assist along the way, and a beautiful soundtrack and other things that have been helped out by a wonderful composer and an amazing publisher, and I hope to see nothing but success for Manor Lords, made by Slavic Magic, and also Hooded Horse publishing this game too. Now, you've probably seen a lot of videos here on the channel before the game, and also live streams too, which are a great example of everything that will be in store for us. The developer recently trying to calm everyone down a little bit with all their excitement by saying that this will not be a total war killer, and will certainly try to be the best city builder that it can be for the aims and ambitions of an early access game. And of course, eventually we'll get things like cavalry and many more things that everybody's wanting to see, with no real roadmap listed at the moment. But today I wanted to go over just something that is an amazing feature in this game, and give a tour to a world that I've been working on for 40 plus hours, and really wanted to not really make a review or whatnot, but just kind of show the things that are possible in this game and give a even slower paced tour of them. Now, for this one being such a detailed city builder that really procedurally or automatically generates things on its own, it's damn impressive. And I really hope Manor Lords sets a new standard for future builder games and city builders, at least with a lot of its features. Now, if you haven't heard of other games like Foundation or Farthest Frontier or Ostriv, and of course even maybe a little Total War, those games I think fit perfectly into Manor Lords and have all been videos and series on this channel that you've all known and loved. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and jump in and take a tour of an already existing world, and take a look around some of the biggest cities that I've ever built, some of the best cities I've ever built, and just take the beauty of Manor Lords, its soundtrack, its atmosphere, weather, and everything else into account. Because though this is a very cool game with awesome medieval battles, it's also a very beautiful game, and it can be very therapeutic and peaceful to walk around something you've spent so much time building. Alright, well, again, remember to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead. There you go. And also turn on that notification bell and smack that like button to let this one bop into your algorithm more. And there's a lot of great, just incredible creators out there making all sorts of cool videos on Manor Lords, and I can't wait until you all get access and show me some of the things you made too. Alright, let's jump into Manor Lords. Let's go. Well, here we are. Welcome to Manor Lords. So welcome to a little area that was pre-existing on the map. I actually didn't see it hidden in plain sight. There's actually what looks to be a tavern or an inn that's along the King's Road that goes down the whole length of the map and then to all the corners. This yellow building here is like a tavern that we've then built a hunting post and a few other structures next to, because, well, of course, there's a wonderful forest there loaded with animals and fruits and logs that we'll need to build a beautiful city. Now, right now, we're at one of the other cities in the game, but right up the hill we have one of our most formidable fortresses so far, a fort that is so formidable we've even taken a section of the wall out in order to, give the enemy a chance. Don't know why it builds that way, but as you can see, there's a little gap on the right side. But lots of defensive towers for sure, and something where the citizens of this city should be able to take cover in and shoot back at the enemy if they happen to attack. But this garrison here is certainly one that is formidable and helps us to get more troops, up to 48 in our retinue so far, and our personal knights or guards, so it looks really good. We'll come back to this area in just a moment, but I did want to fly over to a city known as Medvedi Mesto, which in many languages means Bear Town. And yes, indeed, Bear Town here is gorgeous, with lots of little houses, tier 1 burgage plots, and lots and lots of industry. There's a lot of stuff going on here, so much so that we can't even trade it all, but it is one of the biggest and most beautiful cities that I think I've ever built, with the church right up there on top. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm very proud of it. We'll be taking a look at the visit mode in just a moment, maybe when it stops raining, but yeah, the sounds, the sights, all the people on the ground walking around, and all the things that you can build so freely and organically in Manor Lords are just screaming at you. I mean, you could just see them from so far away. Now, the zoom in this game gets quite impressive, too. You can pretty much zoom down to about first person, almost, maybe a little taller than that. But, yeah, as you can see, there's just insane amount of detail in a game that I think when it's fully downloaded is somewhere around 15 gigs or less. I mean, I'm blown away. You see it's fall time, so there's leaves all over the ground. You can see puddles forming on the different roadways, and surfaces near the houses. I mean, it's crazy how much is in this game. The attention to detail is amazing. And there's a weird dog there. That is one strange-looking dog. Yeah, that's probably going to be patched. But anyway, yeah, there's little outhouses, trees, little bushes, flowers, fences. I mean, everything everywhere. And a lot of this is randomized by the game as to how the houses will look, how the roofs may be shaped. And but there is also some control. And as we build houses, we can always control where the main house will be, pointed towards the road. And then, of course, we can build those burgage plots, too. So I don't want to spoil everything by zooming in too close for too long. But I am blown away at my own abilities, which, I don't know, just happened naturally. So the game really made me feel like I did something special when I just kind of was experimenting. There is a whole tutorial on the channel, though. If you're looking to build a city just like this, make sure you check it out. I show exactly how to follow contour lines and how to build and where to start. But this is an amazing feature that I don't know if many people will notice. But if you look very closely, you will actually see that there's water coming down these tiles here. Maybe on this side here we'll see it a little bit more effectively. But anyway, on the roof there are ceramic tiles that if you look very closely, you'll actually see water running down those tiles. At least I have before. It doesn't look like it's showing at the moment, but I can swear to you that I've actually seen water flowing down. Maybe it's different seasonal rain. Maybe this is a little lighter rain, so it's not creating as much of a flow of water. But I mean, I'm impressed. The detail is beyond anything I think I would have ever expected. And of course, the ability to build organically, as mentioned before and mentioned by the developer, the ability to, again, build roads that are pretty much free and able to squiggle and crisscross across the landscape is amazing. And it just looked great. Animations are on point, too. Everything from people mining to just walking around and carrying stuff looks like it's had the equal amount of care. And the combat, which I was expecting to have the best animation, is pretty much standard for the whole game. I mean, everybody puts in a lot of effort into their work no matter what the job is. Whether they're like standing at this, market stall, they're actually doing stuff rather than just kind of standing there and talking to people as they pass by. So, yeah, a town that I'm very proud of, and a town that I really want to recreate the formula for, building the church up on a hill, for a new area that we've captured over here. Now, this is a part of a live stream series, and about 40 hours worth of work so far in that series, and we'll be continuing on with that. So there will be, lots to do. But this is kind of just a video update of where we are so far in about 40 hours. And here, in this clearing, I want to build a church for our third and probably maybe even biggest town, because there's a lot of potential here to build a city all the way down this slope. Now, if we take a look here, you can see that this is, maybe the tallest area in the game, or at least in the map, and probably the best so far to build a city on a kind of a slope. If we zoom out a little bit, you can see that it goes all the way down into this valley. We can clear all these trees and even build cities kind of behind. So if we build a church up here, we could build in all directions and then have like some farm field and stuff down here. And of course, taking a look at the fertility, yeah, we can build wherever we want. So that's a real big plus for us. So that's something I'm looking forward to in the future, is to build upon what I've already built in my mind of bringing that design and specialty to another area. Now here's kind of a smaller town of Wentworth, and this is really following somewhat of the same formula in the game of trying to build all of our tier 2 buildings and tier 3 buildings around a church, which then will have some marketplaces and stuff. Again, I'm trying all sorts of different designs to see how the game responds to it, to see how it looks, and kind of just see, if I want to do more of that in the future or less of that. Every city that, in City Skylines, every city that I built, I honestly just take the design to the next one. Something that I build from, City A then goes into City B, and they all inherit something from the skills from before. Now, there's an interesting little water feature here, too, a little stream, and it really is promising for possible big rivers and maybe even lakes in the future, as well as coastal areas where we could maybe fish and do some trading with some boats. I wouldn't count on it, but it would certainly be a really cool thing to be added to the game. And I think this is not really a natural barrier at all. I think pretty much anywhere that the enemy armies or our army or whatnot come to a river crossing, they can just cross it for now. But in the future, I hope that there's really formidable river crossings that are dangerous and or deadly if the enemy happens to cross there. So good little thing to see. But what's really good to see? This little game mode called Visit Mode. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen this, but if not, this is the one to just blow you away. The fact that you can walk around your creations and see everything kind of in real time, I guess it's actually happening, is just really cool. I mean, it's amazing. So Yep, everybody's just giving shout-outs to their products. Everybody is working here on selling firewood, cloth, and even food, and a combination of all those things too, like, you know, multiple clothes and multiple types of food, which is a good thing. And also the wooden church here, which, as you saw, the other one made of clay for the roof tiles and also stone. Well, this one here is just made out of wood and is like our early tier 1 church, and it's really nice. It really looks good, and I'm proud of it. A lot of tall grass here. All right, let's walk out here for a minute. So yeah, another cool thing about this church is that I pretty much made it so that way it's in the middle of seeing the city everywhere you look. So 180 degrees from the church, you can pretty much see left and right, down to the river, and back all the way to the left and right side. So the river is kind of right in the middle. You can look at the tier 1 houses over there on the left and stuff that we're building over on the right side. So good stuff. And really, I mean, it just flows instantaneously. I mean, you go from your character to this mode, to the cinematic mode of holding Control and Charlie, or Control C, and then you get this beautiful little cinematic camera that you can control. This is really nice, being all done in real time. So yeah, from anywhere in the city, we can see the church, and vice versa. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's a city that feels more like a U shape, and that's kind of what I'm going to follow for this one. Now, I'm sure the moment we've all been waiting for is taking a walk around that big city, and we're going to do just that in a moment. We're going to take a look at our troops first and get them all on display, and take a look at them in first-person visit mode too. We'll get them to where they need to go, and we'll take a look in just a moment. They're fresh from the battle, a battle that we won over this area here, which we'll rename and, of course, give a beautiful little home to. We got to build a home. All right, I don't know exactly where our army is, so we're going to have to go find them. Got to find where that road is and then run over to those troops. It'll be a long way away. Oh, maybe right here, actually. Maybe they could be off to our left. Let's jump down here and run over this way. So it was one of the coolest things in Anno 1800 when we all discovered that you could kind of walk around and see the whole city. And I think there was also missions where you could interact with things in first person too, little secret money things hidden around, something like that. Easter eggs for all the players, which was really cool. But there's our army. All of you who are members and subscribers over on Twitch and members over here on YouTube, we've been trying to get all of you in the army. Up to 48 men so far, and we'll be up to more than that after we secure the other area I just showed you, where the church will be built on the top of the hill. The one that is still TBD will bring us so much more troops. Well, 24 in total, so we will continue to step forward each time we conquer new lands. But here's what the troops look like, and there'll be a lot more customization options in the future. Not only just cosmetic customizations, but also, I'm hoping at least, to be able to give our troops different weapons, like maybe all the same, to make them all swordsmen, or maybe all these people spearmen, or archers or whatnot. So it'd be kind of cool to be able to eventually control that. But I tried to give everyone just a blue uniform. For the most part, they're all in blue, or at least partially blue, and everybody's got like a sword, a shield, and a pike or a hammer or something of some sort. So lots of cool stuff here. Also, many different helmets to give them, and the developers also sent me and many other creators an actual helmet in the mail too, which is incredible. I mean, what an amazing thing to give away. But of course, it's the most anticipated game on Steam, and I don't think there was anything bigger since like Elden Ring and maybe Baldur's Gate 3. And those games are being made by, you know, pretty big companies that have got quite a few people working for them. Mostly speaking about Elden Ring here, probably one of the biggest. But then, of course, yeah, Baldur's Gate smash hit too, just by being a good game, just by being fun. And I think that's why Manor Lords is probably the top dog right now. Look at all the cool animations for everybody just standing by. Eventually, when the enemy gets close, they'll start smashing their sword and shield together, and they'll kind of get all rowdy and then clash into the enemy if you want them to. But these guys are essentially the same as the other group, just with different helmets. So pretty cool. The Knights of Raptoria and the Guardians of Wentworth, I think, something like that. So cool. Lots of cool stuff to see. But it is right. You can actually like watch those battles in first person like that, so you can't really get hurt. And so it's truly just kind of a cinematic camera mode. But let's take a look around this fort over here first. And what's really weird, and one of the reasons why I think there might be a fence here is that, yeah, I actually got stuck. So if we go into this visit mode, we can't walk through the gate. I don't know why. But that means that the troops probably can't get through either. So I think maybe a work in progress thing is just to leave a gap here. So maybe the developer made it so, and I might be wrong about this, but at least the troops can get out of the actual manor. And since they can't walk through, or nobody can walk through the gate, it's cool that they come out in a larger group rather than one single file right from the manor. So another little tip too, in order to get more troops, we need a manor house in each of the different regions, and then also to build a tower on it. Each of those gives you plus 12 troops, so you can have up to 24 per region. Right now I think there's like 10, something like that. So certainly really cool. And same with our little fort. Let's see if we can get up into these towers or see exactly how they're laid out. Looks like we can actually walk in. No way. We can walk in? Nah, not really. Oh well. I think the description for these towers says that the militia and or the citizens and or I think mercenaries should be able to take shelter in these beautiful little towers and then eventually can fire back at the enemy. I've tried to make it work, but I've not been able to successfully get the enemy to attack us and get people inside those. Maybe it's automatic. Maybe we got to ring a bell. I'm still learning about it, but we will see. So if you know, let me know down below. So yeah, the manor is a pretty cool thing, but it doesn't really do any. It's pretty static. Once we complete the building of the fortified structure, it only becomes a blessing when people are like being chased out of their homes. That is a really cool looking thumbnail here. Wow. I think I'm going to take that one. Oh, wait. I got to block the gap in the fence. There we go. Oh, that looks better. It's like looking like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 now or something. Did you see the trailer for that? We did do a breakdown on the channel. And, you know, honestly, I'm a big, big fan of Kingdom Come Deliverance. And I've never played it. It just seems really cool. And with Medieval Dynasty getting multiplayer in a new map last year with Manor Lords here, and with, of course, Kingdom Come being one of the games that a lot of you asked me to play all the time, and a sequel being dropped, well, hell, I'm beyond interested and would like to take a look at that for sure. For sure. Oh, Tavern Banger's playing it. Oh, yeah, that's a banger for sure. Love it. All right, let's start on the King's Road down here. We'll walk into town. We're going to walk all the way up to the church. Oh, we have ourselves a trader there, I think. Pack station worker. Okay. Yeah, she's transferring stuff between Town A and Town B. Okay, well, we're going to walk into town. We're going to walk past the Tier 1 burgage plots. We're going to walk past the marketplaces and Tier 2s and Tier 3s and the church itself and talk a little bit more about the future of the features of this game and things that are probably going to come to the roadmap. So right now, as of when you're watching this, just the final weekend before April 26th, there's no price listed at the moment, but I could only speculate, but I'm not going to at the moment. And this will be a game that's on Steam, GOG, Epic Game Store. Use code Raptoria at checkout, by the way, on the Epic Game Store as well to support the channel. But, whoa, biggest piece of news, by the way, if you got Game Pass, yeah, you already got this game. It'll drop day one on Game Pass, so you can try it out for yourself and then maybe buy it on Steam if you want to. This game, 2 years before its Steam demo, wow, imagine that, back in 2020, can you remember that? Jeez, that was like 10 years ago, it feels like, but yeah, this game was kind of announced during the, I guess, the early days of COVID, and the trailer spread like wildfire. But, of course, people were like, well, this is just another generic city builder. We're probably going to get grid roads, and it looks nice, but whatever. We'll see. And more videos came out, more trailers, and it was like, wait a minute, the gameplay is not looking anything like what we were expecting. This looks outstanding. And then it happened. The big moment. Lives changed forever. Manor Lords got a demo, and it was like a very short demo, too. I think it was less than, I think it was just a week, maybe like 7 to 10 days, something like that. Very, very short, regardless. And, yeah, it exploded. I tried to cover as many tutorials as I could, some of which I re-uploaded on the channel because they were just so damn good. And for 2 years, we've been waiting for more Manor Lords. We were waiting for, like, another demo. We were waiting for, like, an actual release date. And then we got it. We got a release date, and I was hoping, well, I hope we see the trailer now that we see the trailer for the release date, I hope we get a demo that's like saying in the trailer, hey, go download it again. But unfortunately, no, just one demo. I hope we get another like little trailer in the future that has a little demo attached to it. But yeah, I think we're going to have to end up just buying this one no matter what. Now, the key that I have comes courtesy of the devs for and publishers for Manor Lords, so thanks to them for sending that over. And if we get additionals, we will definitely hand them out to you. So if you watch this far, again, make sure you subscribed and say hello down below in the comments section. Let me know where you're watching from, too, by the way, if you've watched this far. And speaking of watching, I've actually never watched these two guys work here at the smithy. I've been making so many tools in this town, I cannot sell enough stuff. In fact, where we just walked past is probably my least favorite part of my city because the buildings there are kind of more gridirony and more industrialized, and I've been trying to see how quickly I can trade, but even with 4 traders, and also with them having 2 horses each in order to do trades, it's just not enough. I can't keep up with exports. Like, I want to keep exporting stuff like tools and other things made of metal, and we have bows and, of course, armor and stuff like that. Shoes, really, and still having some trouble getting it all going. But that can be transferred to other cities via pack mule, like here. The first city that we saw at Wentworth is being supplied mostly by those oxen because they're bringing in things like food and fuel, and we can switch those things at any time. But look at this. Guy with a cart. Guy with a basket. Now, all these little trees in white here are apple trees. We've chosen to go down the orchard tier and been able to grow some apples. There's not really a big benefit or a big debuff for apples. Other than that, it's just kind of an extra food source. Like, think of it like vegetables, where it has to be grown in a backyard. People eat it, and, you know, it'll probably go bad eventually. But apples are certainly a great way to diversify your food sources. And that could be a real bottleneck in this game. Trying to get some of these Tier 1 houses like you see here to Tier 2 or even 3 is a real pain unless you got a big fully stocked market. So, and I'm not sure exactly how the markets work because it's AI. You know, it's done automatically by the game to build stalls and put them wherever. Maybe if we had manual control, it would let us do that. But, you know, it'd be nice to put more food or move more stalls into that market where houses are trying to upgrade than if we're trying to move the goods around, like clothing, shoes, that type of thing. Again, look at that dirt, look at that mud. Damn good, man. So yeah, these are all the Tier 1 houses. These are all the Tier 1 burgage plots, and I hope we get to see more buildings in the future and also ways to upgrade them. Oh, we got somebody carrying that bread. Look like it. I wonder if we can make a little puddle. Not quite. So that way leads to the manor. And this way should lead up to the church. And it should be a very beautiful sight. So we're just going to take our time. Look at the chickens there being animated. Some of the biggest bugs I've seen in this game so far, too, are just minor graphical glitches that, you know, I've seen, like, houses kind of built in a... Maybe we could take a look at this, but one of the houses is literally has its outhouse hanging over the road, as you'd imagine. Probably not good, but also glitches with, like, horses, and they're pulling, like, buggies and whatnot, where they're actually rolling backwards, like... The horse is somehow walking in reverse, but the wheels are going forward, or something like that. But most things I've seen are either A, cosmetic like that, or animation, really, and then B, incomplete features that are not necessarily a bug, but just kind of might need to be fleshed out over time. Like the economy. There's some things where it's like, at the beginning it feels right, it's very tough to make money, then you start making money that's not enough money, then you got all the money. So it's a very weird thing where the struggle kind of ends and the game just kind of gives up and it's like, fine... Here's the high-tier homes. High-tier homes here. There we go. Yeah, I've been playing Manor Lords pretty much 12 hours a day. I'm sleepy. And this game doesn't help either, like being in it, because it's so chill with the rain and people kind of just, you know. I could literally just upload a 5-hour time-lapse video of just people walking around in this town, watching the weather cycles and the seasons. It would be incredible. But, oh boy. Guy had a shovel. I think we're going to take a left up here and go up to see that church. Also, it looks like, for a second there, I thought that package was in front of the door. I was like, do we have medieval FedEx or something? You know, another great thing is we can actually walk onto these plots. Like, we can walk into, yeah, these little archways and walk between the homes and walk in their backyard and go say hi if they're back here. Not really, but you know what I mean. And, yeah, we can walk through this way. I think this might be a little wall that doesn't let us go through. Oh no, we can phase right through. Pretty cool. So yeah, it's not perfect, but it's damn near perfect. I mean, all things considered, with one person working on this for 7 years as a part-time gig and doing it for fun. Well, hopefully now he has the time to abandon what he's doing, if he wants to, and start working on this full-time, which I think he wants to. Imagine working on your dream. Now, this is the house I was telling about. This is a outhouse that's on the side of the house here. These guys have an elevated bathroom, but look at where it goes. And here's the property line here. They built right on that property line. There's no way we're going to be able to build through that. So one thing we could do is take down the house and rebuild a tier 2 structure and make it look a little nicer. But yeah, not bad. I mean, for all the houses that I built, a few of them kind of look like that, but they're great. They really look good. And again, look at all the detailing on all the homes, all the support beams, rafters, even the shingling and tiling, and like sometimes they have doors. The ladder over there on the building on the left, just a nice little decorative piece to show that they're trying to do work in the game. Like they're trying to, I don't know, get some tools delivered, maybe hammers and nails, in order to make the shingles stay down, that kind of thing. So pretty cool. We got a long way to go with this one, but it is cool to see where we are now. That is for sure. All right, well, we're coming up on a little house here that we're trying to rebuild. There's a house here that is a, if it's still there, I think this might be it. Anyway, one of these houses here, left or right, burned down. I think it's this one. Maybe it didn't burn down, but the house disappeared, but the fencing and all the other stuff was still there. So it was kind of weird. Like, you know, did someone commit insurance fraud in the village? But there are disasters. There is lightning that will strike. There are, of course, raiders, which are separate from Hildebrand's forces, but they will hire mercenaries too. So there's lots of options for everybody to be diplomatic in a way. All right. Wow. Honestly, if somebody spliced this together with Kingdom Come Deliverance footage, I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, it's part of Kingdom Come Deliverance. Cool. Like, I think it'd be very easy to take images of this town, or really just the buildings in the game, all the assets, and make them into a Kingdom Come 2 trailer, or at least mix it in. It's 100% convincing to me. I love it. And I love all the little trees that we planted, too. Going through the Forester building, we've been able to find some small gaps in the city and tried to grow trees whenever we can, but as you'd imagine, people are always cutting them down. Wow. So there's our church. Looks pretty damn amazing. Finally, the rain has stopped, too. I think we're getting later into the year. We'll be seeing snow soon enough, I'm sure. But anyway, let's see if we can walk into the church. There we go. So there's our little door. Maybe this guy will talk to us. Hello? I wanted a knock option or something. That'd be kind of cool if we could go to the front door and knock or something like that, but no. Kind of anticlimactic. But check out this tier 3 home. This is the biggest possible homes at the moment look like this, and they look stunning. There's going to be a tier above this from what I hear, but I have no idea how much taller or bigger or what the stats would be. When you get up to tier 3, upgrading a house from tier 2 to tier 3 allows for one full family to move in, and if you have you know, like a bunch of people in these buildings, it might be good to use them for a burgage plot, because of course if you have two family, if this is a cobbler, for example, somebody making shoes, and you have a building this big and two people, like two families living in that property or in the house, which it could go either from one or two at the maximum, and then 3 and 4. So you could have 4 people working on like weapons production, which comes in a little bit later, you know, like Fletchers and stuff. I wish we could get gunpowder. I'm thinking of, you know, of course, Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'd love to be able to make little weapons like that, but no, not quite. I guess the closest to that is the blacksmith with the fire that they can do with their anvil. But again, yeah, amazing to see all this traffic. And I feel like I could walk around the city forever. Now, a lot of you have been asking, hey, can you upload your city? Like, you know, I want to be able to see it. I want to walk around. I definitely want to do that. I think that's a good idea. After the game drops, I'll make some saves in the release version of the game, which will differ from this version, and hopefully be able to share that with all of you, maybe on the Steam Workshop. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, too, one of the last things here, is that the game, with it being still in development, the developer will be working on a lot of bugs first, and that's going to be something where I think over the last 2 weeks that content creators have had access to this game before, that 2 weeks of Greg and the rest of the team going around to other YouTube videos and going to Discord and reading a lot of different bug reports where people showing out funny features, or like, for example, me having problems with the carts and some weird things with trees from time to time. Communicating all that stuff to the developer will help him to fix it. And honestly, those are nothing in comparison to making sure that the game is not crashing, to make sure it's playable and fixed and has a good UI and all that stuff. All sorts of good feedback, to which most people, I think, have already agreed that a lot of those things are okay, but we'll see what everybody thinks when they get a chance to review. And it's been great to see Greg so active on Twitter, asking everybody what their thoughts are. You know, honestly, this city is just as beautiful third person as it is in first person. There's so much more detail down there in first person, but this is great. Like, check that out. Really nicely packed together. But yet, when you think these are maybe a little too close, but when you visit, you're like, oh no, that kind of makes sense. And we don't have a street that's too super long. But, you know, worst case scenario, we'll move some of the businesses away from here and make more room for housing. But anyway, 40 plus hours mostly focused on this city, starting another city down here too, and just playing on slow and really enjoying all the music, the weather, the volumetric clouds, all the combat, and of course the warfare and combat, and not to mention combat. We've all been enjoying that, I'm sure. So yeah, good times. All right, very nice. And there's that little manor again. I can't wait for more. And that ends the tour of a 40-plus city, and almost like maybe approaching 50 hours of building that one, and even more before its release on April 27th, about less than a week now, so don't you worry. We'll be live every day with more Manor Lords and many other games, so make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. And if you'd like a chance to win Manor Lords again, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button to let us know you'd like to see more, and I will see you all in our next episode. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you soon. Good night, everybody. Goodbye, good morning, good day, good to see you. Bye-bye.